thank you and welcome to Matters Arising this afternoon. I've always said something, if you do what you are authorized to do by the law, you're not guilty. And when a politician plays politics, you're not going to call police for him. Why are people so bothered that Asiwaju appointed certain people, to become ambassadors and, in other countries? And the power or the prerogative of appointing ambassador lies with the president. This thing happened the last time when he exercised the prerogative of mercy, and everybody was like, shouting, he shouldn't have pardoned this, he shouldn't have pardoned this. I mean, he is authorized to do this. If the Constitution anticipated that the impute of the citizens will be involved, it should have been there. Why are we complaining?
Well, I agree with you that is in his prerogative to choose anybody he wants to choose. But also, we have a right to say what we want to say.
Okay, say what you want to say.
So that's what I want to talk about. If well known that Asiwaju is appointing people that have been in politics and there's nothing to show for it, we know where the end is going to be.
Okay.
Reno, for example, I don't care whether Reno insults him or not, that's their personal stuff, but Reno has not been a good ambassador of Nigeria. Look at the kind of worm that came out from him bringing 2 white men to Nigeria the other day and things they said about him. Reno never came up to say anything contrary. What the guy said were with proofs. Now, first of all, what's the foreign policy? What's Nigerian foreign policy? Let's look at Nigerian foreign policy. You pick up a foreign policy to showcase Nigeria to a particular country. That's foreign policy of every country. To give your best, because in every embassy that we have in wherever we have an embassy shows that there's a relationship, and in that embassy is Nigeria. Even the security of that country cannot come and arrest anybody from that place. It's Nigerian territory in that country. Now, what we do is that we give our best and show our best. We don't do politics with everything. We make sure we bring the best. You can't bring in people. You can't bring in Mahmoud, a master of glitches, to bring it to show to us that he's not the ambassador of Nigeria to the United States of America, or Great Britain, or France, or Germany. I mean, he can do what he want to do, but we can say what we want to say. And we have the right to say what we want to say. Everybody that is on that list, if you check it very well, there are people that have underperformed or not performed at all in their respective role that they picked up in government as politicians.
All right, let me come from another angle about this. He said he wasn't even interested whether Asiwaju was being abused by Reno.
But I'm interested.
Today, yes, exactly. Today is the 1st of December 2025. Just in about 16 days, we'll be celebrating 3 years when Reno tweeted that if there's anybody that is close enough to Asiwaju, they should just check his urine and check his hair, that he's going to test for drug. Let me read this out. So that was a tweet of 17th December 2022. If anybody can get close enough to Bola Tinubu to take a sample of his hair or urine, this election will be over, because with his hair or urine sample, a laboratory test can analyze if he still takes drug and what type of drugs he takes. Tinubu is a known drug lord who belongs in jail, not Aso Rock. I went to Chicago myself and obtained verified court documents. It will be a shame if this man gets anywhere close to Aso Rock. A nation with a drug lord president is a nation whose passport is automatically suspect. A nation with a drug lord president is a nation whose passport is automatically suspect. Somebody that made this statement about the president, we do not have a public retraction that this was a lie. We do not have anywhere he said, my account was hacked, or I didn't mean what I said. Now, the president is rewarding this person with ambassadorial position. And certainly there are those who have been serving this president. What would they say? Simply because Reno, upon losing election with Atiku, found out that he needed to come to Nigeria, he started making P2B his punching bags. Somehow he found favor with Asiwaju. The praise singing that he's been doing, using P2B as a punching bag, has it paid off?
You see, before I come to this question, I want to go back. You did ask a question when you said that it is the president's right, constitutional right to appoint, to make appointment, both ambassadorial or what have you.
Yeah.
And you make,
according to the Constitution.
and you did make reference to the prerogative of mercy granted to some persons and the Buhari that follows it. Now, the question I would like to ask you, when Nigeria came out and said that, look, this your list is questionable, what did the president do about it? He listened. And he retracts some of those, people he pardoned. That shows that the people have the say on what the president do in running the affairs of the country. Now, coming to the issue of the ambassadorial appointment, whether the list it is the president's right or not, nobody is disputing the fact that the president had the right to appoint whoever he wants to appoint. But the question is that the people he is appointing are going to represent the interests of Nigeria outside the shore of this country. They are going to be our image maker outside the shore of this country. So therefore, if the president must pick somebody, it must not be a rewarding system. Take for instance the person of Mahmoud Yakubu, who was the immediate past INEC chairman, whose election he conducted is still questionable, is still being questioned, is being appointed. What does that suggest to you? And there's so many things wrong with this ambassadorial list. Look at the list. The Southwest alone had 11 appointments. The South had only 3 appointments. When you look at the list, and everybody in that list has a questionable character. Either they are relations of those who are serving the government or those who are in the government. Take for instance Fonika, who was he? What did he do at the tail end of 2023 election? What is his credential that give him the appointment
of former aviation minister?
Is that enough for you to be a foreign an envoy of Nigeria? Then you take a look at the former governor of Abia State. Who is he? What is his credential that will give him an ambassadorial appointment? Then you come to see the first lady of Ekiti State. What is her credential that guarantee her a place in the ambassadorial? Then you now come home to Roni Omokri. Is it because Roni Omokri then found that, look, if I don't find myself in this government, I will die of hunger? Then he takes to, because this same Roni Omokri, apart from the tweet he tweeted, you remember what he did when in London, he personally staged a protest. All of a sudden he turned around and said Obi is the problem of Nigeria, and he began in that state, and he now find favor in the present administration. Not too long ago, before the issue of the genocide came in, when they were issued that America are investigating the crisis, the insecurity in Nigeria, he volunteered to quell the uprising in America. He said he's close to the senator that is sponsoring the bill in the House, that he can reach out to him. Whether you like it or not, government made money available, and then he brought former mayor. The mayor said no, they sponsor themselves. This tells you the credentials of the people the president is making an ambassador.
All right, let me come to you, Kingsley. He made mention about Southwest having 11, South having just 3, the other northern zones having 5 at peace. The concentration of the ambassadors on Southwest, what does it speak for?
Well, it's not just the concentration of ambassadors in the Southwest. We also see ministerial appointment and also all the juicy ministerial appointment.
Well, when you mean juicy, what do you mean juicy?
Oh, come on. You know the ministry that are juicy. The Ministry of Finance is a juicy department.
Are you going to take people's money away?
Well, you know how the former president Buhari did it. So this one is much more than that now. Is that the way the country is going to go? I was talking in the morning that we need credibility more than appointing people from a particular area. So that one is not. There are things that are not surprising to me. What the first thing I want everybody to do.
But aren't you surprised that Southeast, with the map we have, has 6?
Yes.
Northwest has 5.
Yes.
So, Igbos used to say, oh,
they're being marginalized.
Yes. But now in this case, Southeast has 6. and Northeast has 5, North Central has 5, Northwest has 5.
Well, the
South
it has 3.
the oil producing area has 3.
Well, they are the whipping child now, so you have to learn how to clean their faces a little bit.
When you look at those 6 from the south,
Do you think
they are? You see,
could it be
it's a rewarding system. Those 6 from the southeast, Abia alone has 3. The former governor of Abia State.
Ugwai.
The former Ipazu was from there. The former.
Is it okay, sir? Okay, guys, not here. I have the list.
Okay, hold on. Let me read it to you. Erelu BC Angela Adebayo, former Ekiti First Lady.
Yeah, okay.
Ifeanyi Ugwai, Enugu State, former governor of Enugu. Tasiu Musa Melgeri Katsina, former speaker. These are all failures.
Yes.
Yakubu N. Gombo, Plateau, former Plateau commissioner, ex-deputy executive secretary, Universal Basic Education Commission, Professor Nora Ladi Datu, Plateau, former senator.
Because of our time, because of
former, everything is former that has failed in their past.
We need to read the list. Because you see that they are being patronized, they are being rewarded, not because they are qualified, not because they are competent, but because Tinubu need to appoint them because of 2027. This is patronage. This is not appointment at all.
Okay, now you say 2027. Reno Mokri is from Delta.
Yes.
I can tell Reno's influence on vote is just almost close to 0. So not that himself has a vote.
That's what you think.
So let me tell you, Reno doesn't have. Reno appointment is for a nuisance.
I said nuisance value.
You see,
Reno's value, electoral value is 0.
I agree with you.
Close to
But we have a
nuisance
value for Tinubu in 2027. It can be used as a hot dog to pursue.
But let me tell you what you don't know. Reno's nuisance value might be working against Tinubu instead of working for.
No. They have never worked against, or it will work against Tinubu.
Okay.
You see, Reno nuisance value is destructive. If you look at it very well, he uses to distract people from the main cost to what we are talking about governance. That's his nuisance value.
This is always divisive.
Exactly. Against me. For example, he said, what's it called? Obi has 4 credit, 5 credit. What does that got to do with what?
I don't know that he doesn't have credit in maths or whatever.
Exactly. What does that got to do with what Obi read? At the time Obi went to school, the qualification that was needed he made the standard. He should let the school come. So his nuisance value is to distract from the main cause of what we are talking about.
Let me tell you, if by 2027 Asiwaju flies the flag of APC and somehow P2B is not even on the ballot, you think if ADC brings in Atiku, Reno with the same mouth with which he's now working for Asiwaju, who will he campaign for? Okay,
who made Wike governor of Rivers State? Who has Wike been insulting or seizing their land, or saying that Jonathan has not come to tell me? Who is wicked to talk to Jonathan? No, tell me. You think stylishly, in a way, Reno has insulted Atiku, that Ibe has to reply him at a particular point. So people don't care where they care where they are eating from. You remember what Abati said one time, that when the power has shifted, somebody was coming to Asoro. He said, you're coming to see your guy. I said, no, that time has passed. That's how Nigeria is. You're talking about how Nigeria is this morning on the table. That's what Reno. People don't care.
Okay, let me tell you, another remarkable name on that list is Senator Jimoh Ibrahim. He's a serving senator. I mean, we've not heard it before that a serving senator chooses to be an ambassador instead of continue with the work of making the laws for the people and having oversight across the executive.
I think the case of Senator Jimoh Ibrahim is quite, unique. People have dreams, and maybe he felt it would be more useful to the country. And
you think he lobbied for the position?
what could be other than that? But although this is not the first time a city senator is being appointed from the Senate, and they willingly accept the appointment and left the Senate.
Okay, no,
you also have Umahi leaving the Senate to become a minister.
No, I'm saying ambassador.
This is the first. That's why I'm saying that the one of Jimo.
For minister everywhere, but plenty of them. So for minister is very common.
It's different because Jimo might have interest in ambassadorial career, and this might be an opportunity, to learn from the process.
And abandon his job in the Senate.
Yeah, because he fed his own dream. Every man has a dream. The dream of Jimo Ibrahim might to be an envoy of this country to maybe to the UN.
No. First of all, let's look at the person of Jimo Ibrahim. I think that one will give us a pep into maybe why he's been made an ambassador. Jimo Ibrahim, all he wanted to be was to be a governor of Ondo State.
Yeah.
Jimo Ibrahim, as a businessman, he bought Nikon insurance. It's been seized from him. Nikon luxury, I don't know if he still holds it, and so many other things. We know how he got money. How he said he got money through selling legal briefs or something like that. And all that. And we know he's someone of questionable character. That's one. Then number two, we also know that he has not been too useful in the Senate. Do you understand? He looks probably looked at all these people in the Senate, which money do they have and all that. And we don't know the ulterior motive. Very tell you that there's an ulterior motive to which he's been made an ambassador. Probably made an ambassador to the UN or America or Great Britain or what in that magnitude. We don't know what's using him for. But Jimo Ibrahim, from the kind of person we know, is not someone that has been very straightforward.
Okay, let me come to you. How do you think the North is going to react to this ambassadorial list? Because the North before now, has been crying foul that Asiwaju, is marginalizing them in some form. Now, the entire North, Northeast, North Central, Northwest, all have 15, but just only Southwest has 11.
Well, I won't be sorry for the North because they've enjoyed being oppressor for a long time. It just the last administration, the Buhari administration, the result is before us. So you see, though that's not the way to go, but they started this nepotism, this ethnicity in government. They started in the person of Muhammadu Buhari. So it's what they did before that there is being repeated. So they should enjoy what they are saying. But again, the present government, I think he listened, because if you remember what happened during the time of granting and prohibition of mercy, he listened after the people.
So you think they are going to think out
I think this list will not fly, especially one of the person on this list that matter most is the Mahmoud Yakubu, the just past INEC chairman. What signal are you sending to the sitting INEC chairman that look, you just be prepared to give us glitches so that we can reward you, or you are telling the INEC commissioner that just go to your state? There are a lot of things that's happening. In Adamawa state in 2023 election, we are not yet done with what happened there. We can't explain it because the INEC administrator that was there, the commissioner had a different opinion from what the returning officer announced, and the commissioner was declared wanted. Up to today, we've not had anything. So is it that when people do things against the law, they are rewarded? That's my fear.
Okay, now let me look at it. How many people do you categorically have strong issues with in that list? You mentioned Reno, and you mentioned Mahmoud. Do you have issues with Faneka Ade because he's not overqualified? Because Faneka Ade, he was a minister before.
You see, the entire list has issues.
Questionable.
Because even from the first three he submitted, the wife of one of them is, you may say his wife, but it's a family thing. You can't separate the husband from the wife. So the entire list need to be rejigged. The president has to take a second look at the entire list and listen to what Nigerians are saying about the list. I think the Senate is supposed to have done the right thing.
I think this list, they opened their eyes to write it, and I think they wrote it for political sake, trying to reward people that have worked for them in one way or the other. He has the right, but posterity will show us whether he did well or not. Like that man said, he said, Mr. President, bye-bye. He said, "You promised to build God a church, but we will leave you and God to decide."
Okay, the news reaching us, I don't know, not what we are discussing now, that from Guinea-Bissau, that Nigerian government has granted asylum to the opposition leader, the Fernando's the man that contested against Embalo Omaru.
Oh, the opposition leader.
Opposition leader. So they have granted asylum. Should they want to come here? Do you think they are going to be willing to come here or fight on? Jonathan said something. Say he has never seen that kind of a coup. When somebody say, "I'm here, I've been arrested," even when he has not been arrested, and all that. It's like giving way for the army to take over, so that your opponent does not, take over. He said that they should go ahead and announce that result. Let the world know, who actually won the election. Granting asylum, if that is what the government is trying to do now, should that be what the government be demanding, or queue behind Jonathan to demand that the result be announced and let the winner be sworn in?
You see, in the morning we're discussing, it will be coming after ECOWAS for their prompt condemning of the coup. Obidi said that, look, when you say there's a glitches, technical glitches, what happened in Nigeria in 2023 election is a technical glitch as good as what has happened in Guinea-Bissau.
Yeah.
So, therefore, if ECOWAS will condemn what happened in Guinea-Bissau, they should first and foremost condemn what happened in Nigeria. And in our course of discussion, we did say that, look, when Nigeria is in trouble, the whole of West Africa is in trouble. When Nigeria is compromised, the whole of ECOWAS is compromised. So therefore, what you see that, because the man had not said he's running away for trouble, why are you saying that he should come?
All right, let me come to you. We had an envoy that when the leader of the African elders, Jonathan, our former president, his own position is that result should be announced. We were expecting that our government should stand on that the result of that election should be announced and the winner sworn in. And this issue of maybe if this report turns out to be true, that they are offering asylum to the opposition leader, isn't that making the electoral process more murky than it was before?
Well, Burkina Faso is a very small.
Guinea-Bissau.
Guinea-Bissau. Guinea-Bissau. Guinea-Bissau is a very small nation that we can harness. 2.something million people. And if it to be that we are a good brother, big brother that we are, we could call the shot and say, "Hey, stop what you are doing there," and they will hear. But because we have picked up shame and roasted it and ate it.
Yeah.
Morality has gone away from the window. We can't talk anymore. Like what Philip said, he said they should pay attention to that of Nigeria. First of all, if Nigeria were to be upright, we could have gotten it. Now, Jonathan came out and said what happened in Guinea-Bissau is shameful. African leaders should praise them and said release the result. So why is Nigeria not taking that road? Why are they? Number one, the opposition leader they've not arrested him. From what we know, we don't know if he's in trouble. Do you understand? Why are you giving him asylum to do what?
All right, we'll be continuing with the more details when we come back as it unveils. Nigerians are asking why not queue behind Jonathan, who said declare the results and let's take it from there. Asylum might not just be the solution. Election was conducted, a winner should actually emerge.